Hello and welcome to the Florida Person Podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Me and Meg are here. I'm Jackie Schwartz.
I'm Meg Gallagher.
And we've rounded up the weirdest news we could find on the internet for us to tell you this week.
Yeah.
Florida.
Florida person.
Florida.
Florida person.
Florida.
Florida person.
Three-legged bear swigs White Claw seltzers from Lake Mary family's fridge.
Ooh.
Homeowner's son inside house records bear opening fridge. Lake Mary, Florida.
Oh, wait, Lake Mary's up by like Orlando area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A three-legged bear was caught on camera stealing White Claw seltzers from a Lake Mary family's outdoor fridge, according to CBS News. The homeowner told CBS that she received an alert from her home security system when she checked her camera. She spotted the bear, lovingly named Tripod.
Oh,
not cool. That was Malcolm's original
that's
name.
what they
from
give
his
to
original
every
family.
animal that's missing a leg.
Three,
It's like,
and I
Tripod.
think it's funny, and it's not. Give him a nice name. Give him a nice name like Steven or Jennifer or something.
I like that in Parks and Rec, the three-legged dog, they just named him Champion.
Yes.
It's fun. Like, come
Name
on,
it.
give him
Something
like a soul.
Not
Stop calling him Tripod.
Ugh. The woman said she called her son, who was inside the home, and he started recording the bear opening the fridge. 3 White Claws and some fish food later, the bear left.
Ugh. I wonder if they were those like White Claws with like the 8%, and that bear got like toasted, you know?
And they have like the little video of this bear. Oh, there he is. Oh, so he had back legs and a front leg.
Oh, we had a kitty too when I was growing up. Her name was Bully, and Bully got, when we lived in Massachusetts when I was a little bitty baby. Bully was like an indoor-outdoor cat, and she got shot because my parents lived like near like an area where like hunting and like bird hunting or whatever was allowed. And she got like buckshot or whatever, like, and they had to amputate her leg. And that she was like she was like a year old when that happened. And she died when she was like 21. Like, I was like, you know, like in middle school by the time she died.
Wow, she survived
that.
Oh,
she dragged herself home, like all bloodied and everything. Like, this was like a mile from their house where she used to go exploring in the woods.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And she dragged herself back. I was like, help! And, you know, they rushed her to the emergency vet and she got her leg amputated, and then she lived another 20 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But I guess it was her front leg because she didn't have any like butt problems.
Oh yeah, because Malcolm was born with only one back leg. So he has the muscle is under his skin. You can see that there's a muscle, and maybe he would be like a candidate for like maybe a prosthetic leg.
Maybe because he has like the muscle under there.
But he can't squeeze his booty together really to express his anal glands. But he runs so fast because he has like such emotion that he has to, in order for him to move, it takes more effort. And so he moves so fast because he just like gets this movement going. So once he's in motion, he stays in motion. And he's
adapted.
So
they adapt.
Yes.
They adapt and they're even better. Well, you know, but they adapt. I found this article from the AP Oddities. It's from like a week ago or so. It's like August 26th. But it says, with drones and webcams, volunteer hunters join a new search for the mythical Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, we're taking that search up again.
We're taking it up, and we're taking it up with technology. Hey, baby. So, mystery hunters converged on a Scottish lake on Saturday to look for signs of the mythical Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Center said researchers would try to see seek evidence of Nessie using thermal imaging drones, infrared cameras, and a hydrophone to detect underwater sounds in the lake's murky waters. The 2-day event is being billed as the biggest survey of the lake in 50 years and includes volunteers scanning the water for boats and the lakeshore, with others around the world joining in with webcams. Alan McKenna of the
Alrighty.
Loch Ness Center said the aim was to inspire a new generation of Loch Ness enthusiasts. Sure, why not? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, sure. McKenna told BBC Radio that searchers were looking for breaks in the surface and asking volunteers to record all manner of natural behavior on the loch. If there was a Loch Ness Monster at some point, don't you think it's like dead by now? That was
Not
like
just hiding under. Yeah, there would be
Yeah.
evidence. There would be a lot of evidence. There would be a lot of evidence in that area. It's not
Yeah.
that big, right? It's not that
Yeah.
big. There'd be
And the
like
guy
a
who
little
took that famous photo that you always see when it's like the Loch Ness
Was
Monster, like he said it was a hoax.
debunked.
Like
Yes.
he said like on the record, yeah, it was a hoax.
It was
So,
a
like,
hoax.
I love the idea of a Loch Ness Monster, but I feel like Loch Ness Monster is not like Bigfoot, It's
yeah.
too specific,
I listen. I absolutely hate Bigfoot related things. I'm so over Bigfoot.
So
I
over
get
Bigfoot.
so irritated when shows pop up and they're like Bigfoot hunting this. It's like there would be plenty of evidence in the forest of furs and stuff like that.
Well, it's a big animal too. Like I would love for there to be a Bigfoot, and I would think that Bigfoot's would be more of a thing than say like the Loch Ness Monster, right? Because Loch Ness, it's like one
I don't
lake,
know.
one monster. It's been a long time. We haven't gotten, and like everybody's basically told us like they hoaxed their photos. Where at least with Bigfoot, there is expanses of
going
like
to the
parks and
same-
stuff.
They keep going to the same
place.
parks.
I don't
with
think
the
it's in Michigan. There's always those Bigfoot hunting shows where they're like in Michigan, and I'm like, where I don't think Bigfoot is Michigan. If he's somewhere, he's like in Alaska.
I get
right?
like so irritated when those shows come up and they're like, ooh, something is in the woods and it's supposed to be like a scary story. And then it's like Bigfoot. And I'm like, oh, I got to turn this off.
Yeah,
I can't deal with this.
I love the
Bigfoot.
idea of cryptids, and I want like there to be like a Mothman and a Jersey Devil and all that stuff. But I don't think there are.
It's funny that you mentioned.
I love the idea of it, but I don't think there are. I think there might be skunk apes, though. I believe in the skunk ape.
It's funny that you mentioned that Loch Ness Monster because I like have like this in my eBay cart is like, I don't know. I went to Epcot when I was a kid, and in the United Kingdom section, I bought this toy that was a Loch Ness Monster. And it was just like a solid blue, like Loch Ness Monster shaped toy. And I was like thinking about it like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, maybe I'll
deja
buy
vu.
that. Maybe I'll buy that for myself. It's only, what is this? It's like $25.
You got to get it.
Shipping. I'm like, maybe later. Maybe later. But it's like the same thing. I think it's the same thing. It looks like the same plastic thing. That if I get this, everyone in my life will be like, what's
going on there?
And I'm like, I'm reliving my childhood. Look, I have it now.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Look, I have it. I have it.
Let me do it.
There's a really silly show on HBO Max. Max, whatever the heck it's called now.
It's called Max now because we're cutting out branding for some stupid reason. Like, why would you?
It's so
why
stupid
would you
because
do that? Why would you cut out your actual branding?
But I still get ads like on my Fire, which says like such and such on HBO. I'm like, people
but also
are not.
Everybody knows what HBO is. Like Max isn't like an iconic part of it, right?
No,
like that's dumb.
There's a very dumb show, speaking about dumb things, called A Ghost Ruined My Life.
Oh, yeah, I know this one.
Yeah. Those people are really feel
I don't know.
like
I want to
they're
believe
lying
in ghosts
to me.
too, but like they keep telling me that ghosts won't hang out and like won't show themselves to me because like I want it too much. That's what like quote unquote medium told me. She's like, you want the ghost like too much, and that's why they don't. And I'm like, well,
you have to play it hard to get.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Well, then fuck off, ghost. Like, then I don't. Then screw you guys.
That ghost is just playing games with you.
Yeah, I'm like, because
You need
I
to walk
want to
around
see
and be
it.
like, I really don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. And then be like, oh, believe in me, believe in
Well,
me.
it's just because, like, like, I ain't scared. I'm like fascinated. I ain't scared. I just want to see you. Like, come on, show yourself to
Oh.
me. Let's go. Same thing with even like demons and shit like that. Like, yeah, let's go. Like, throw something around the room or whatever. I don't care. Like, just like do it.
I feel
Do
like,
it. Perform.
yeah, I mean, I feel like there could be ghosts and things like that. I feel like there can be real paranormal experiences, but the people on the show, A Ghost Ruined My Life, sometimes it sounds like they're just acting like an asshole in their relationships and are just blaming it on,
They're
it was
just
a
blaming
ghost.
on the
It was,
ghost.
and so the ghost made me act like this, and that's why I was an asshole to my wife. And I'm
Yeah, they're like, the
can
ghost made me do it.
yeah, the ghost made me act like a jerk to my wife. And I'm like, well, your wife is not being interviewed in this at all. Your ex-wife isn't being interviewed in this at all, because I think that I would also want to see what she has to say about everything.
Yes. Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it does say that not every ripple or wave is a beastie. Some of those can be explained, but there are a handful that cannot. The Loch Ness Center is located at the former, oh god, Drumnatchet Hotel.
oh my
I'm not
gosh,
even going to attempt that one. Where
I
the modern day
cannot.
Nessie legend began. In 1933, manager Aldi McKay reported spotting a water beast in the mountain fridge loch, the largest body of fresh water by volume in the United Kingdom and up to 750 feet, 230 meters, one of the deepest. So the story kicked off with an enduring worldwide fascination with finding the elusive monster, spawning hoaxes and hundreds of eyewitness accounts. Yeah, but like so many things can look like something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I love it, and I'm also, but I did like Nessie's the hardest one for me to believe because I'm just like, nah,
because it's
nah,
not like the big old ocean. It's just
no, no. It's
smaller
and
body of
they've
water.
also they have mapped the whole thing. Like we aren't like it's not like
Yeah,
the 1930s when they're like, oh my god, we'll never know what's at the bottom of it. No, we know what's at the bottom of it. Like
yeah.
we're able to map a lot of. It's just like Lake Mead and stuff. Like they've known that there's like abandoned like ships and stuff like that at the bottom of Lake
Mhm.
Mead, and now that Lake Mead is basically disappearing, like they're finally seeing them. It's so
Mhm.
crazy because with all like the weather with like Lake Mead is just like going away and drying up. They've had like speedboats and stuff like from like the 1980s, like those like classic like cocaine speedboats like wash up and like
Easy.
and all these like people like there's a guy who they found in a barrel and he was like wearing like 1970s attire like his body, and they're like this was like a mob hit clearly from like the 70s because the mob used to
Yeah,
just dump them in Lake Mead. So
that's really
they're solving all these like missing persons cases that were like basically just mob hits from
that
like years ago.
they that's oh gosh. You know what? Speaking about giant fish-like things,
Yeah, tell me more.
the giant oarfish,
Oh yeah.
those are really cool. Those are really neat because those
Yeah,
are featured in a lot of old Japanese
let
paintings where
me
they look
look at
like
a
they look
oar
like
fish.
dragons. Yeah, if you look up like oarfish, Japanese mythology, you can see them. They're really, really neat.
Oh, yeah, they see that looks like a like
That
sea dragon. I'll
that's
link a picture of
really,
that,
really
but that
neat.
looks like a sea dragon, and if it's like super big too, I would be like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's like a Nessie. That's a Nessie right there.
unbelievable. And that was really difficult to determine if that was
Explain,
real
yeah.
or not. And I understand that. I respect it.
Hmm.
It's
Have you ever seen like a sunfish? What those look like?
oh, is that goofy thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that
oh my
goofy
gosh,
thing.
I just saw that the other day
I
when I was watching
love
the show.
them.
Goofy
They're-
thing with it looks like it's like sideways. It looks like the fins
It's like
are
flat,
sideways.
but it's
Face
huge too.
looks so silly.
Yeah, it's the silliest. It looks gentle though. It does look very gentle, but it's huge. And if I saw one, and like, I'm sure it'd be like intimidating because it's so huge, but it looks like a gentle fish.
It does. It looks very shocked to be where it is, and it's
It's a
like
cartoon character. It's just like, I didn't know I was this big, guys. I didn't know I was so big and I was so flat this whole time. It's crazy, right?
I just saw that the other day, and I'm like, what is happening?
But I do like sunfishes, so it reminded me of that.
Okay,
So I
the
believe in
size of
sunfish and oarfish,
yeah.
but I'm not sold
Seeing
on the
a
Nestle thing.
sunfish next to a person. See, that was, that's it's I'm glad that you mentioned that because I wasn't aware of how huge.
Yeah, they're big guys. They're
I'm
like
not
bigger
aware.
than like a human.
I just saw this sunfish just swimming around. Holy crap, the thing is big.
It's huge.
He was
Big
very
boy.
shocked.
It's a big boy. And like I just imagine them being like, oh man, that's just a big fish. Oh boy, I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. Just
Oh
being a big
my
fish and all that. Don't mind me. Boop a doop a doop.
I have a water one too.
Ooh, so water theme.
Water theme is from the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
Florida man arrested after trying to cross Atlantic in hamster wheel vessel.
Oh my god, no way, I have that pulled up too.
Oh, really?
No way, because it's breaking news.
I know. It was like today. It was like breaking news. A
Breaking
Florida man
news.
was arrested after trying to run to London across the Atlantic Ocean in a homemade vessel resembling a hamster wheel. The U.S. Coast Guard intercepted Reza Baluchi about 70 miles off TB Island, Georgia, on August 26.
Mm-hmm.
Officials said the 44-year-old marathon runner refused to leave the vessel for 3 days. Mr. Baluchi has tried 3 similar voyages before, all of which ended in Coast Guard intervention. The makeshift contraption he was using is shaped as a wheel, with paddles that are designed to propel it forward as the wheel revolves.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the condition of the vessel, which was afloat as a result of wiring and buoys, Coast Guard officers determined Baluchi was conducting a manifestly unsafe voyage, the criminal complaint says. Mr. Baluchi's voyage began as officials were preparing for the arrival of a major hurricane. Officials said he refused to step off the vessel and threatened to kill himself. He also claimed that he had a bomb on board, according to court papers.
This guy.
On the 1st
This
of
guy.
September, he eventually surrendered and abandoned his vessel after being brought to a U.S. Coast Guard base in Miami. Officials later determined that the bomb had been fake.
Yes, of
He
course
is
it
now
was.
facing federal charges of obstruction of a boarding and a violation of a captain of the port order. It is unclear whether he has obtained a lawyer to represent himself or represent him in his criminal case. This was not Mr. Baluchi's first arrest for taking to the ocean in his vessel, which he calls a bubble. In 2021, he was arrested after being rescued while trying to ride from Florida to New York after drifting 30 miles south of his departure point. In 2014, he had to be rescued from a similar contraption near St. Augustine. And then
Just give
2 years
it up,
later,
dude.
he had to
Just
be
what are
arrested on
you
the coast of
doing? Give it up. It's a bad idea. How many times do we have to tell it you?
He's trying to raise money for a variety of causes. So are you trying to get in his way?
I
My
guess, but
goal is not
kinda.
only to raise money for homeless people, raise
Okay,
money
well,
for the Coast
that's
Guard,
nice.
raise money for the police department, raise money for the fire department. So, yeah.
Man, it's just a dumb way to do it. It's what I'm just trying to say. Have you seen it? Have you seen what it looks like?
Yeah, it looks really goofy.
It just looks like one of those, like, those play bubbles that you can like inflate and get into and like roll around in, like either on water or not. It's a
Yeah.
bad way to go the distance, and I feel like he's just saying that because he keeps getting arrested by like the cops and the Coast Guard. That he's like, I was gonna donate to you. Like I was
Yeah,
doing this for you
I
guys.
feel like that's happening, and I feel like he has no intention of ever crossing. I think he just wants to be like, and nobody will ever let me cross the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
You guys suck, and I was doing it for you, but I totally could do it if you didn't stop me. And it's like, I don't think you
But
have the
there is
technology.
almost a part of
Don't
me
have
that
the
I'm like, just
technology.
let him do it then. Just, you know what? Maybe you just let him do it. If he really wants to do it, maybe like you get a contract going where you're like, we're not going to save you when this inevitably goes wrong. If you really want to do it, go. Do it. Try to get to Europe or whatever. Like, just give it a shot, I guess. Like, you're not going to make it. We all know you're not. So, whatever.
Have
Fine.
fun.
Like, we're done. We're just not going to use resources to, like, save your dumbass.
Oh.
You know? Because that's what it really is. It's like, they're like, well, we can't just let him die. And it's like, well, but he keeps doing it. And at some point, you got to just let him do it.
Come up with the paperwork.
God, what is with some people that like they want to cross an ocean? I have never had the need to cross anything like that.
Yeah, I don't.
There's always people that are like, yeah, we're doing like a big boating trip, like we're gonna sail all the way to Hawaii, like California to Hawaii, and it always goes wrong. You always hear about
like
people like nerfing it.
nauseating. It sounds like I'd get sick on the boat, and I'd get too much sun, and it would be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like,
I
I
guess
don't even
people
know
like
that I
that.
want to go on a cruise.
Oh, I don't want to go on a cruise.
I'm like, it could be fun, but I feel like after a couple days, I'd be like, all right, I'm tired of the buffet, and I just want to like walk around.
Can I get off of this boat? And they're like, no, you're gonna be here until we say you're not here anymore.
Also, like, I love like going on like a boat, like getting on the ferry and going out to Catalina and seeing like the dolphins and the sea lions and stuff, and you know, having like a day of it. But like, you know, after a couple hours, I'm also like, get me off the boat.
Yeah.
You know? So I did that one time. They do those like miniature cruise ships to the Bahamas, like from West Palm Beach to the Bahamas, and it's like a 6-hour like, and it's like a small cruise ship, so they have like some cabins, but you don't have you don't have to book a cabin because you can just like hang out on the boat, and they have like a casino and like a small pool and stuff like that. But it also was like, I got seasick on it, so it's too small because I could feel the waves.
Yeah, I was on something like that, and I also got seasick, and I had taken too much Dramamine to like prevent me being seasick, and that just made me feel like I was just out of it and seasick, and it was just
I wound up just having to like lay on like a chaise lounge. Yeah, it was like a rainy day too. Like it wasn't fun pool day. I just had to lay on a chaise lounge and like try and like recover. And then we like, you know, we went to the Bahamas and stayed overnight in the Bahamas, and that was great. It was like the boat ride, I was like, you know, probably would have preferred a flight. Just saying. I don't prefer the hamster wheel at all.
No hamster wheels for me.
That's stupid. That's stupid, and that guy knows it's stupid. You can't put it together because he obviously like actually like put it together and made sure that it was like buoyant. So there's like a certain amount, a little bit of planning, a little bit of know-how of like buoyancy and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't be that stupid. Like,
you're just not letting me do it. I would totally do it.
Just let me cross the Atlantic. I keep trying. They keep stopping, and I'm trying to raise money for them. It's like for them.
I'm doing it for you guys.
It was actually for you guys. It wasn't. It's like for you. It's not even for me. I'm doing it for you. That's the dumbest part.
Silly.
Well, I got one more for the water theme here. Kind of, because it's a snake in a toilet.
Right? So that's snake news.
Kind of snake news.
It makes the news. Call the news media.
Yeah, call the authorities. It's snake news on us.
There's a snake.
So, but this one's actually coming out of Arizona. You'd think it was coming out of Florida, but it's not. It's Arizona. If you want to get up on the chair, Jesus, my cat is just like yelling at me from this corner. Get up onto the chair. If you want to get up on the chair. I don't have to put you on the chair.
I protest.
You can go on the chair yourself. Just go on the chair. If you want to go on the chair, it's right there. You're a cat. You can jump. So it says, Snake in a toilet. Slithering visitor to Arizona home camps out where homeowner least expects it. I love that
My
headline.
gosh, you have to always check the toilet for ghoulies and for snakes
You gotta look for ghoulies.
and alligators too. You never know.
I don't know if this does anything, but ever since I was like a kid, we always made sure to close the toilet lids before we like left for a trip. Like you had to like in like packing down your house, and I still do
Oh
that now.
yeah.
I always shut the toilet lid.
Oh
And I don't
yeah. I
know
don't.
that that does anything, but we always did it, and we did it because one time there was like a mouse that was like in the toilet, and
Oh
I
no.
think it was more like one of our cats got a mouse and like dropped it in the toilet because we didn't have like mice or whatever, and we came home to it like a dead, smelly like mouse in a toilet.
Oh, disgusting.
But my mom told me
No.
that it came up from the toilet, and that's why we closed the things
I think a
because
mouse can come up from a toilet. If you give a mouse a cookie.
if you it'll come up from your toilet.
Yes.
Well, this
I
was a
think
snaky in the toilet.
I always keep the toilet lid closed because Malcolm likes to go and be like, "Excuse me, what is in here?"
That's the thing. It's like I don't have to worry about
Excuse me.
Scooter in the toilet. It doesn't like he drinks out of the toilet or like anything like that. And but I only do it when I go away. Like if I'm going away for a few days, I'm like, that's part of my like making sure my windows are shut and locked and the oven's off and things are unplugged. And then I shut the toilet lid.
And
I don't know.
oh yes, and just so you know, rodents can follow your plumbing to some of the best locations in the house.
Well,
Right up through a toilet.
then I
I'm
guess
going
she was
to
right.
keep my toilets
Yeah, keep your toilet lid closed for
closed.
ghoulies, mice, and snakes. But this is a pretty snake. It's like a black snake with like a pink belly, and
Ooh,
the
I have to
person's holding
see.
it, so it's clearly not like poisonous because like the person's picked. But it's a big ass snake though, big
Oh.
snake. Tucson, Arizona, like a scene out of a horror movie, Michelle Lesbrun returned
Ooh.
to her Tucson, Arizona home to find a snake that had set up camp in her toilet. I'd been gone for 4 days. See, always shut your toilet.
Always, exactly. Or otherwise, the animal's gonna move in and claim squatters' rights.
Yeah, I'd been gone for 4 days and was looking forward to using my own restroom in peace. I lifted up the lid, and he or she was curled up. I like that she didn't want to misgender the snake.
That's nice.
That's nice. Lesbrun told the Associated Press, "Thank God the lid was closed. Oh gosh. Okay, it says the hysterical encounter.
Dink, donk,
Bum, ba-dum, boom,
donk.
boom. Yeah. Boom, I love it. The hysterical encounter happened July 15th, but Lesbron has been getting messages from family, friends, and even people she went to high school with since Rattlesnake Solutions, a Phoenix-based company that removed the snake, recently posted an employee's video. The 20-second video shows the snake being pulled out of the toilet bowl and then hissing straight at the camera. So it's a star. That
Oh
snake
my
is a star.
gosh, look at that. It's a pretty snake. Like, it has a pretty pink belly.
Yeah, I want to see what it's named. What kind of it's okay. So fortunately for Lesbron, the species is non-venomous. Still, she was taking no chances. She did the right thing. That is something you do. Like, don't try and kill the snakey. I mean, I guess if it's like for sure like a poisonous snake and you've got no other choice, like protect yourself and all that. But if it's like, and you're able to like lock it in somewhere and do that, call snake removal service. Every place that has snakes, like naturally has snakes, you can get a snake removal service.
Yeah.
They have them. And sometimes it's just like an animal removal service, and they can do it, and always ask if they're going to do it humanely and like really release it. I don't want you killing it.
Oh my
They're just
goodness,
doing their
that's
best. Every snake that gets into a toilet was just doing its best that
That
day.
snake is ready for camera. Like,
I know, it's a pretty
star.
girl.
And she's
So after her reptile run-in, Lesbron used her guest bathroom for 3 weeks before feeling comfortable enough to go back to her own. And she no longer enters the bathroom in the dark and always lifts the lid ever so slowly.
Good.
Aww.
Good.
Aww. But did measure between 3 feet and 4 feet, so it's a long snake. So, yeah, and he did release the snake. Snake handlers came in, humanely caught it, released it, and that snaky is gonna probably, find a new toilet. That's what
Yay.
that's what we'll leave that.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck. I hope you find a nice, snuggly toilet and you live a long, happy life with your beautiful pink belly. When you look at this article, it's in the show notes. Look at
Yeah,
that
we'll
pink
be there.
belly because it's a nice shade. I love black and pink together.
My father's just telling me that dinner is ready.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place for us to leave off. So we've talked snake, we've talked water stuff, lore and oarfish and Bigfoot sucks, and I think that'll cover about everything.
That's it. That's it.
Alrighty. Well, if you
Exciting.
want us to cover some more, just keep listening to the Florida Person Podcast. Bye bye.
Bye.
Florida,
Florida person.
Florida,
Florida person.
Florida, Florida.
Florida person.